Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about something completely different. We're going to talk about Apple, and especially the Mac Studio. So the new Mac Studio was announced in the last event from Apple, and the Mac Studio is a Mac Mini-like machine, only a bit higher, and it has quite some cooling on it, and it starts with the M1 Max processor. So why am I buying that machine? Let me explain. I always have been using Apple hardware, Apple tech. So I'm using an iPad Pro, I'm using the Apple Watch, I'm using an iPhone, and I've always been using a MacBook. I have owned a MacBook Air, and now I'm owning a MacBook Pro from 2019 with 16 gigabytes of memory and an i7 processor. So this is this machine. I've been using this machine to edit the videos, and I've always been using it to record my singing. So I'm an amateur singer, and I play some basic piano, and I record my voice with GarageBand, and I can add a lot of things on it, of course. And I also do some karaoke style recordings, especially in some pop music, but also some musical songs. So this is the main reason why I bought that MacBook Pro. But why am I now buying the Mac Studio? Of course, for the channel, but also because when I record via OBS Studio on this machine, the MacBook Pro, the fans are blowing and blowing to keep the machine cool. Also, when I try to edit the video in DaVinci Resolve, the machine gets hot as well, so the fans are also blowing. When I do an export of a video, it can be between 5 and 20 minutes to export a video. Depends on the cuts, depends on the color correction I do, and or the audio correction I do. But it seems pretty heavy for the machine because the fans are blowing like you can't believe. It's a lot of noise besides me. I cannot understand that people use this machine as their daily workstation because the machine is really loud, at least to my ears. So then I heard about the Mac Mini, the M1 Mac Mini, and they never heard the fans blowing in that machine while doing extremely hard tasks. So I thought, okay, maybe I should buy the M1 Mac Mini, but because it was the first processor, I thought, okay, let's wait a bit to see if something a bit more powerful comes out, but in a desktop machine, so not like a laptop, because I could have gone for the MacBook Pros now with the M1 Max or the M1 Pro. But using a laptop, most of the time I use my Linux laptop to use besides my machines. This machine is more like, okay, it's a default workstation, and I would like to use it as a default workstation. But like I said, it's very loud, and that's bothering me a lot. I also have a Windows machine from for my job. So I got it from my employer, and that has the same issue. As soon as you start using it a bit more, like I have to do a lot of Wireshark sniffings, that kind of stuff, then it gets really loud as well because the fans are blowing in there as well, and I don't really like that. But it's a Core i5, so I was expecting that. But to have it in my private time as well, I don't like this very much. So I decided to buy the Mac Studio. So let's go over to the website. Let me switch over to the US side instead of the Dutch side. And as you can see in the last event, they announced the Mac Studio. Oh, the Mac Studio and Power Station. So it's a nice machine. You have a couple of USB-C inputs on the front. So on the back, you have a lot of more ports. So you have 4 USB-C Thunderbolt ports, 10 gigabyte network interface, your power, 2 USB-A's, HDMI, and a headphone. So I thought, okay, this machine looks pretty cool. And if you go a bit further, you can see here that the machine most consists of the motherboard with the extensions and that kind of stuff, and the cooling. But the cooling is up here. So they have 2 big fans in there to cool the machine down. And they said you will never hear the fans blowing because it should be very, very quiet. So that is why I decided to go with the Mac Studio. So which one did I choose? So I choose the 10-core CPU, the 24-core GPU, and 16-core neural engine, so the M1 Max. By default, the machine is $2,000. It has 32 gig of memory and 512 gigabyte of SSD storage. What did I do? I decided to keep the default CPU at 32 gig of memory because it's far enough for my usage. But I did upgrade the SSD to 1 terabyte. So the total cost for this machine is $2,200. I expect to have this machine within 2 weeks. I'm gonna enjoy doing an unboxing video for it. I'm also gonna enjoy doing a setup video, or maybe it's a combined video with unboxing and the setup to do the basic setup of that machine. And in the future, I will use that machine for a lot of things. Besides, of course, my Linux machines. But especially for voice recording and, of course, video editing. So, I hope to see you in the next one, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the like button. Subscribe, of course. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.